Now we are going to see about the continuation of sets, relations and functions. Here we have one statement here. The number of relations from a set A containing m elements to a set B containing n elements is 2 power mn. That means in set A we have m elements and in set B we have n elements. Then the number of relations is 2 power m into n. Just we are multiplying the number of elements in each set. Suppose if the relations are a set containing n elements each, that means in set A n elements and in set B n elements is 2 power n square. It's nothing but n into n, that is n square. So 2 power n square. The number of reflexive relations on a set containing n elements is 2 power n square minus n. The number of symmetric relations on a set containing n elements is 2 power n square plus n by 2. If it is reflexive, we have 2 power n square minus n. If it is symmetric, we have 2 power n square plus n divided by 2. Okay. We have some definitions here. The first one is inverse. If R is a relation from A to B, then the relation R inverse is called the inverse function. Okay, R is a relation from A to B. Then the relation R inverse is the relation from B to A is called the inverse. For example, if R is 1, A, 2, B, 3, C, we can say the inverse of R, that means R inverse is A, 1, B, 2 and C, 3. Just the reverse order pairs. Okay. So this is the inverse function. Identity function. Let X be a non-empty set. The function f from X to X defined by f of x equal to x for every x belongs to R is called identity function. That means the condition is defined by f of x equal to x. If we substitute any value for x, that f of x must be equal to x. That is called the identity function. Let me see this in the problems there, exercise problems there. Okay. This identity function is denoted by ix or I. The next one, constant function. Let x and y be two sets. Let C be a fixed element in y. F is a function from x to y defined by f of x equal to c. We learnt already in 10th standard there for the constant function. If we substitute any value for x, that must be the same element as the answer. Okay. Let me see this also in the problem there. The next one, modulus functions or absolute value function. F is a function from R to R implies f of x equal to modulus of x. This modulus of x is nothing but it contains the value of either plus and minus. That modulus of x is nothing but plus x and minus x. Okay. So modulus of x equal to minus x if x less than 0. Equal to 0 if x equal to 0. Equal to plus x if x greater than 0. Just think of the number line. If it is less than 0, the value will be minus. If it is equal to 0, there is only one value, 0. If it is greater than 0, we have plus value. That means plus x here. The next one, signum function. F is a map from R to R defined by f of x equal to x by modulus of x if x is not equal to 0. So already we have, if x is not equal to 0 only, we will have this function. In the denominator we have plus or minus x there. Okay, according to that we can conclude this function is a signum function. One-to-one function. A function f from a to b is said to be 1 to 1 if x comma y belongs to a. It has one condition, x comma x is not equal to y implies f of x is not equal to f of y. That means if x and y are not equal, that ranges are also not equal. That means f of x is not equal to f of y. If x equal to y, the ranges will be equal. That means f of x equal to f of y. Okay, we have two conditions for one-to-one. The first one is if x is not equal, we have f of x is not equal to f of y. If x equal to y, we have f of x equal to f of y. Okay, the next one, onto function. A function f from a to b is onto. For each b belongs to b, there exists at least one element a belongs to a. There exists f of a equal to b. That is, the range of f is b. In set we have two, relations we have two sets, a and b, isn't it? In that relations, in set B, for few, some elements, if some elements doesn't have the pre-image, we can say that is onto function. The next one, bijective function. A function f from a to b is said to be bijective if it is both one-to-one and onto. If both the functions are satisfied, one-to-one and onto, we can say that function is called bijective function. Now let me see exercise 1.3. Look at the first problem. Suppose that 120 students are studying in 4 sections of 11th standard in a school. Let A denote the set of students and B denote the set of the sections. Define a relation from A to B as x related by if the student x belongs to the section y. Is this relation a function? What can you say about the inverse relation? Explain your answer. First thing we want to see, let the set A. Set A is given as denoted the set of students. Set B denote the set of sections. Okay, so we have two sets there. In set A we have students and in set B we have the sections. Okay, you just think in your mind, in set A the students are there. In each section there will be many students. Okay, in each section we have a group of people. So think in your mind, keep in your mind there. Okay, now with that we can go to the problem now. The relation defined from A to B as x related to y if the student x belongs to y. Okay, if the students x belongs to y. That means here that is set A and B are there. It's nothing but a student belongs to y is a function because set A has the students, number of students, group of students. Set B has the sections, isn't it? So, the number of students belongs to the section is obviously true only. So, it is a function. So, we can say that x belongs to y is a function because for every student in A, there corresponds a unique section in set B. Do you understand that? Okay. And then, but the inverse function is not a function. Why it is not a function? For every section, there corresponds more than one student. In the set, we should have only one relationship, isn't it? But here, that inverse, each section corresponds. That means each section contains more than one student. So, it is not a function. Okay, do you understand this? Let me see the second problem there. Write the values of f at -4, 1, -2, 7, 0. If f of x equal to minus x plus 4, if minus infinity less than x less than or equal to -3, x plus 1, x plus 4, if -3 less than x less than -2, x square minus x if -2 less than or equal to x less than 1, x minus x square if 1 less than or equal to x less than 7, 0 otherwise. So here look at the first number. We want to find the value of f at -4. We should find out this -4 in which interval this -4 contains in here. Here obviously we can say this interval minus infinity less than x less than or equal to -3. So that -4 belongs to this interval. So we can take these function. So f of -4 equal to this, instead of this x I have to put -4. So minus of minus is +4 here, +4 equal to 8. Okay. The next one, f of 1. The next one is 1. So in which interval it is there? 1 here, 1 less than or equal to x less than 7. So here we have the value of 1 we want to find. So 1 minus 1 square, that means 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay. The next one I have 7. 7, in which interval 7 will be there? So 7 is not here. In this interval the 7 is not there. So the value will be 0. The next one we have 0. So 0, in which interval it will be there? Obviously 0 will be in this -2 less than or equal to x less than 1. So here if you put 0, this value is also 0 only. We have to take this function, the value will be 0. Let me see the next problem there. The third sum. Write the values of f at, we have some more values here. So according to this we want to find the values there, like the second problem. Okay. Here the first one is minus 3. In which interval it will be there? Minus 3 in the first interval. Here minus infinity to 0 is the interval. So minus 3 is there. So I can say x square plus x minus 5. This function I can take for the calculation. Instead of x, I want to substitute the value minus 3. So that I can get the value of 9 minus 3 minus 5 equal to 1. The second one, this 5. So in which interval the 5 will be there? 3 to infinity. So here I have 5. So I want to take this function for the calculation. So I want to substitute the value of x as 5. So that I got the value 38. And the next one I got 2. So here 2 in which interval it is there? The 2 is not given. Here this bracket is nothing but an open bracket. So here 2 is given, but we should not take, because except this 0 and 2, other values we can take for this function. But here we have 2. So 2 is not included in this interval. So we should not take this. Okay. So that is it will be in the function otherwise only. So we have to take this one x square minus 3. So that the value is 1. Okay. This bracket is the open bracket. So we should not take the given order pairs. For example, we should not, for this order pair, we should not take minus infinity and 0. Except these two, we are in between what are the elements are there, we have to take for the set. Okay. And the next one here, I want to find for minus 1. That minus 1 includes in the interval here. So here in this minus 1 is there. So I can take this function for the calculation. Instead of x, I want to substitute minus 1. So that I got like this. So the answer is minus 5. The next one, I can take 0. So 0 in which interval it will be there? Here I couldn't take this. Here also I couldn't take this, because this is the open brackets. But there is no other intervals for 0. So that I can straight away move to this otherwise. So that I can take this function x square minus 3. So in this I can substitute the value, so that I got minus 3. Okay. The next one, state whether the following relations are functions or not. If it is a function, check for one-to-oneness and onto-ness. If it is not a function, state why. Okay. So we want to check for this given functions. Here it is given, if A equal to a comma b comma c, and f is a map from, that is f is a function from a to a, f equal to a comma c, b comma c, c comma b. According to this order pairs, we can draw the function relations here. Here I have set A as A, B, C, and another set also the same A only. So I can take A, B, C here. The given relations are A, comma C. So that I can draw from A to C. And then from B to C. Here from B to C. And then C to B. And here this is C to B. Okay. Now look at the set A. Set A, in each element has the relation. All the elements has the relation, isn't it? Therefore, we can say this function, this a, and this is the f is a function, and f is 1 to 1. Each element has the image, so that I can say this is the function and it is the 1 to 1 function. Okay, and then we want to check the ontoness here. Okay, so here look at the set B. In that set in that set A, we have A, B. In that set A, we have A, B, C. Here, this element A doesn't have the pre-image in set A. This element A doesn't have the pre-image in the set A, isn't it? So that I can conclude this is not the onto function. Okay, and then one more thing is given. The second one, if x equal to x comma y comma z and f is a map from x to x as x comma y, x comma z, z comma x. So we want to draw the function as usual, that x and x here, x and x both the sets are there. In the first set we have x, y, z here, and the second set also I have x, y, z. According to this relation, I have from x to y and x to z, and then z to x. First of all, here f is not a function because here this y is not have the f doesn't have the image, isn't it? So it is not a function. Fifth sum, let A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and B equal to A, B, C, D. Give a function from A to B for each of the following. We are going to frame a function from A to B by the given condition. The first condition is neither 1 to 1 nor onto. The first condition is neither 1 to 1 nor onto. Okay, let me take the set A. A has the elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and B also has the elements A, B, C, D. We want to frame the function neither 1 to 1 nor onto. So that I want to give the relation for 1 to A and 2 to A, 3 to C and 4 to C. So that we can say f is not 1 to 1. F is not onto also because here the in set B, B and D doesn't have the pre-image. Sixth problem, find the domain of 1 by 1 minus 2 sin x. Okay, we are going to see about the domain. Here I want to take the denominator only. First I want to take the denominator only. 1 minus 2 sin x equal to 0. From this I can say, I can take this 1 to the other side, it will become minus 1. That means minus 2 sin x equal to minus 1. We can cancel both the sides, that minus symbol, so that I got this 2 sin x equal to 1. Sin x equal to, like the algebraic function, sin x equal to 1 by 2. Take this 2 to the other side, it will become division. So sin x equal to 1 by 2. So sin x equal to 1 by 2, we learnt in 10th standard the trigonometrical ratio. In that table, we found the value for 30, 45, 60, 90 degree, isn't it? So in that table, in sine, for which angle we got 1 by 2. In sine, for which angle we got 1 by 2. For 30 degree, that means sine 30 degree equal to 1 by 2, isn't it? So the 30 degree is nothing but pi by 6. We convert into radians. In trigonometrical ratios, we will study about these things there. That is the third chapter in the 11th standard we have. So in that time I will explain you briefly there. Okay. So that pi value is 180 degree, isn't it? So 180 degree by 6 is 30. That 30 we can write like this, pi by 6. Okay. So sine pi by 6 equal to 1 by 2. So this is sin x equal to sine pi by 6. Here I want to find the value of x only. So this also the common value. This common value also we will study in the trigonometrical ratio, the trigonometry in brief. So in the third chapter I will explain you. Okay. So x equal to, we have some value for x equal to n pi plus minus 1 whole power n. The angle what we found here, pi by 6. So this angle we have to put here. Okay. So here we have this like a formula we have sin x. If sin x equal to sin y, the x value will be n pi plus minus 1 whole power n into y. Instead of this y, we have to substitute the angle, that is pi by 6 here. So that I can conclude this value of x is nothing but domain. So domain are equal to n pi plus minus 1 whole power n into pi by 6. The next problem, 7th one. Find the largest possible domain of real valued function f of x equal to root of 4 minus x square divided by root of x square minus 9. We want to find the longest possible domain. Okay, the longest possible domain. So first thing I want to find the value of x here. What are the things is given? I want to find the value of x only first. So let me take 4 minus x square equal to 0. For each and everything we want to equate to 0 only. So 4 minus x square equal to 0. From this we can take this 4 to the other side, it will become minus 4. Minus will get cancelled, so that x square equal to 4. So x square equal to 4 is nothing but x equal to plus or minus 2. And then the next one is x square minus 9 equal to 0. So that x square equal to 9. So x equal to plus or minus 3. So totally I have 4 values here, plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 3. So these things I want to keep in the number line. So in that number line where we'll keep 2 and 3 will be in positive side. Plus 2 and plus 3 will be in positive side, minus 2 and minus 3 will be in the negative side. So we got the values plus or minus 2 and plus or minus 3 here. In this number line, want to take the value above minus 3. That means I want to take one value minus 4. Okay, above minus 3 we can take any values there. So I want to take minus 4 here. So that we substitute the value of minus 4 in the given function. That given function is root of 4 minus x square divided by x square minus 9. In this I want to substitute instead of x minus 4. So that I got 4 minus 16 by root of 16 minus 9. So in the numerator I got minus 12 by denominator I got minus root 7. So look at here, inside the square root we have minus symbol. So it is not possible there. So it is some other number that is called complex number. But we will study in 12th standard there. But here it is not possible. That is not the included in the real valued function. So it is not belongs to R. And then suppose if we want to take 0 here. So I substitute the value of x as 0. So that we got 3 by root of minus 9 here. So that is not, this is also not possible. So this is not belongs to R. And the next one, f of 4. And that 4 is also nothing but above 3. The number line I got the value 3, isn't it? So above 3 I want to take some number. So I want to take 4 here. So if you substitute, I got minus 12 in the square root divided by root 7. This is also not belongs to R. Therefore, nothing is that belongs to R. So I can conclude domain of f of x is a null set or the empty set. Anything we can, any symbol we can put for this. Find the range of the function 1 by 2 cos x minus 1. So we want to find the range for the function. First we want to take cos x. Cos x always lies between minus 1 and 1. It's a trigonometrical rule. Cos x lies between minus 1 and 1. So that we can write in the mathematical symbol minus 1 less than or equal to cos x less than or equal to 1. In this problem I got 2 cos x at the denominator. So I want to multiply the whole inequality by 2. So multiply by 2 here. So that I got minus 2 less than or equal to 2 cos x less than or equal to 2. And in the problem I got 2 cos x minus 1, isn't it? So I want to subtract 1 for the whole inequality. So that I got minus 2 minus 1 less than or equal to 2 cos x minus 1 less than or equal to 2 minus 1. Okay. By simplifying this I got minus 3 less than or equal to 2 cos x minus 1 less than or equal to 1. Then I want to take the reciprocal for this, because in that problem I got 1 by 2 cos x minus 1. Okay. So take the reciprocal of this previous thing. So that I got minus 1 by 3. Here 1 by 2 cos x minus 1. Here I got 1 by 1 is 1. But this inequality will change, because when we take the reciprocal, the inequality will change there. So that I got greater than or equal to symbol. When we rearrange this, how can we got this? 1 less than or equal to 1 by 2 cos x minus 1 less than or equal to minus 1 by 3. The same thing I rearranged. The same thing I rearranged here like this. Okay. So from this I can conclude this 1 by 2 cos x minus 1 less than or equal to minus 3 is here. And the same 1 by 2 cos x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 1 here. So I can take this as this one. So from these two I can conclude this. The minus 1 by 3, 1 by 2 cos x minus 1 less than or equal to 1 by 3 is nothing but that 1 by 3 must be that maximum value in the negative side. So that I can say this minus infinity comma minus 1 by 3. This is 3 here. So this is the open bracket and this is the closed bracket. Closed bracket means we have to take this element also. Include this element also. Okay. So this range is minus infinity comma minus 1 by 3. Union. Here greater than or equal to 1 is given. So greater than or equal to 1 is above 1. So that I can take including this 1 till infinity. In that number line, in the here I have infinity and here I have minus infinity. Okay, so here 1 is there. So from 1 to infinity, this is the interval. Okay, and then ninth sum. Show that the relation xy equal to minus 2 is a function for a suitable domain. Find the domain and the range of the function. Here the relation is xy equal to minus 2. We want to find the domain and the range. Okay, so here the given function is xy equal to minus 2, y equal to minus 2 by x. Okay, this y is nothing but f of x. Always y is the image of x. So f of x is y. So that instead of y we can write f of x, which is equal to minus 2 by x. Okay, we want to find the domain now. So minus 2 by x is, suppose if you put instead of x 0, if you substitute the value for x is 0, the value will be 0. This is not the real function here. So we should not take 0. So except 0, all the values we can take there. So that the domain is or minus 0. The 0 is nothing. We should not take the 0 here. We should not substitute 0 here. So omit 0. That means or minus 0. Okay. So y equal to minus 2 by x. From this I can say x equal to minus 2 by y. Both things we can take this. Okay, we can cross multiply and get this value for x also. So here the range is also or minus 0 only. 10th problem. If f comma g is a map from R to R are defined by f of x equal to modulus of x plus x, g of x equal to modulus of x minus x. Find g dot f and f dot g. Here the function f of x is given and g of x is also given. We want to find g dot f and f dot g. So in this function f of x we have that modulus of x. We know that modulus of x is nothing but minus x and plus x. Minus x will be in the interval x less than or equal to 0. In the number line we know that below 0 that minus will be there. So it will be minus x. Plus x is nothing but x greater than 0. Above 0 we got the positive symbols, so that it is x. So according to this we want to calculate f of x and g of x. Okay. Now look at here, f of x equal to the given function is f of x equal to modulus of x plus x. Here this modulus of x we have two values plus x and minus x. So I want to substitute in this function. First thing, this minus x if x less than or equal to 0. So substitute here, instead of this modulus of x put minus x plus this x here. So that minus x and plus x will be 0. So when x less than 0, less than or equal to 0, we got 0 answer. And then for the same modulus of x, put plus x now. So x plus x is nothing but 2x. When we got 2x there in the interval x greater than 0. Similarly, in g of x also we got that modulus of x. Instead of this modulus of x, I want to put minus x and plus x. Okay. So that I got in this, instead of this modulus of x, I got minus x. So already it's the minus x is there. So this minus x is there. So the value is minus 2x. So when x less than or equal to 0, we got minus 2x. When a modulus of x is plus x, here minus x is there. So x minus x, the value will be 0. So x greater than 0, we got 0 here. Now I got the function f of x is here and g of x is here. So by using this f of x and this g of x, I want to calculate this g dot of f and f dot of g. Okay. So the first one, g dot f. In this I got two cases, x less than or equal to 0 and x greater than 0. Isn't it? So I want to take both the cases. The first case is x less than or equal to 0. Okay. So g dot f is nothing but g dot f of x. That means g of f of x. We have to change the bracket. Look at the brackets there. If it is g dot f means that g and f are the functions. So g dot f is nothing but g dot of x. Here is g dot f of x. So we can change the brackets here so that g of f of x. Okay. Here g of f of x, in this f of x we have to substitute in this condition x less than or equal to 0. What will be in f of x? 0. So substitute instead of this f of x, I got 0. So outside I have g already. Keep as it is. So g of 0 is there. In the same g of 0, what I got the value there? X less than or equal to 0, I got 0 only. So that is 0. The value is 0. Okay. Now let me come to the second condition, x greater than 0. So g dot f is nothing but g dot of x. So we can write like this, g of f of x. In that f of x, what we have for x greater than 0, 2x. So take 2x here. And then we come to g of 2x. G of 2x, in which condition we have to see that x greater than 0 only. So here I got 0. So g of 0 is 0 here. Okay. Instead of x, I want to substitute 0 here so that the value will be 0. The next one we want to find f dot g. Here f dot g is nothing but f dot g of x. You can change this bracket here. F of g of x. Here f of g of x is nothing but, in that condition x less than or equal to 0, I want to see that. So f of 2x here. So that f of minus 2x is nothing but, here I got 0. So the value is 0. Okay. The next case, I got x greater than 0. Next case, x greater than 0. F dot g of x. Here we can change the bracket there, f of g of x here. So g of x is 0. So f of 0 will be 0 only. So f dot g is also 0 here. 11th problem. If f, g, h are real valued functions defined on R, then prove that f plus g of g dot h equal to f dot h plus g dot h. What can you say about f dot of g plus h? Justify your answer. So we want to prove f plus g dot h equal to f dot h plus g dot h. Let me take the left hand side, f plus g dot h. That h is nothing but h of x. Okay, here that h is a function. So, you have to take h of x. And then as algebraic function, we want to multiply and remove the brackets here. So that I can have f into h of x plus g of h of x. F of h of x plus g of h of x. Just nothing but that h of x is h, isn't it? So, you can say f of h of x equal to f dot h. G of h of x is nothing but g dot h. Okay. And then again we want to take for the second one f dot of g plus h. So, take this f dot of g plus h. So, here this g plus h is a function. So, we have to take f of g plus h of x, and then inside this bracket I want to remove the brackets there. So that if you multiply this g of h of x here, g of x plus and here h of x. So that I got f of g of x, here f of h of x. So that only I got here, f of g of x plus f of h of x. It's nothing but f dot g and here it is f dot h. Okay. 12th sum. If f is a function from R to R is defined by f of x equal to 3x minus 5. Prove that f is bijection and find its inverse. So, here it is given f of x equal to 3x minus 5. Okay. And we want to prove f is bijection. Bijection is nothing but a function which is 1 to 1 and on to. So, we have to prove both the functions are satisfied here. Okay. First, we want to prove this 1 to 1 function. So, here f of x is given. Okay. In 1 to 1 function, the definition is if f of x equal to f of y, the result will be x equal to y. That is what we are going to prove here. So, I want to take f of x there. This f of x is nothing but 3x minus 5. Okay. So, I want to take this f of x equal to f of y here. F of y is nothing but in the place of x I want to substitute x here, y. So, that f of y is 3y minus 5. So, here I can cancel both the sides minus 5 and minus 5. So, that 3x equal to 3y. And again I can cancel this 3 and 3 will get cancelled. So, that the answer will be x equal to y. So, it proved that this f of x equal to f of y implies x equal to y. Therefore, f is 1 to 1. Clear? And then now I want to prove this function is onto. Okay. So, let y equal to r. So, y is nothing but f of x here. Y and x both are same. So, y is nothing but f of x. So, this f of x is 3x minus y belongs to r. That is the 3x minus 5 equal to y. From this I can take 3x equal to y plus 5 and then x equal to y plus 5 by 3. So, on both the sides I want to take f. So, f of x equal to f of this whole thing. That means f of y plus 5 by 3. Which is equal to that f of x is given here, f of x equal to 3x minus y, isn't it? So here in the place of x, we want to substitute this value. So that 3 into, in the place of x, I want to put this y plus 5 by 3 minus this 5. So if you simplify, that means 3 and 3 will get cancelled, and y plus 5 minus 5 is there. Again I can cancel plus 5 and minus 5, so which is equal to y here. Okay, so now I got f of x equal to y. So f is on 2. From these two results, this one and this one, I can conclude f is bijection. Okay, and then the next part is find inverse, find its inverse. So I want to take this f of x equal to 3x minus 5. This f of x is y. So I want to take y equal to 3x minus 5. From this I can find the value of x. That means x equal to y plus 5 by 3. This x is nothing but f inverse of y. So that f inverse of y equal to y plus 5 by 3. So f inverse of x equal to x plus 5 by 3. Okay. So this is the inverse function of the given function f of x equal to 3x minus 5. Is it clear? 13th sum. The weight of the muscles of a man is a function of his body weight x and can be expressed as w of x equal to 0.35x. Determine the domain of function. Okay, here the weight of the muscles of a man is a function of his body weight. So here the function is given w of x equal to 0.35x. We want to find the domain of the function. So always this human body weight will be positive. It cannot be the negative one or 0. So that the domain of the function is x greater than 0. Okay. 14th sum. The distance of an object falling is a function of time t and can be expressed as s of t equal to minus 16t square. Graph the function and determine if it is 1 to 1. The given function is s of t. Okay. Here the s of t can be, the object is positive, falling body. Its motion is defined after t equal to 0. After falling down it will be calculated. After the time only it will be calculated. So after t equal to 0 we want to calculate the values. So that if t equal to 0, t equal to 1, t equal to 2, t equal to 3, we want to find the value of s here. S is given already, s of t equal to minus 16t square, isn't it? In that we want to substitute the value of t here. If it is 0, s is also 0. If it is 1, the value of s is minus 16. If it is 2, the value of s is minus 64. If it is 3, the value of x is minus 144. By this table we want to draw the graph here. So here all the values are negative here at the for s, so that the that curve will be at downwards here. Okay, and then if we want to prove the problem itself, it's determine if it is 1 to 1. Okay, so 1 to 1 is nothing but f of x equal to f of y, isn't it? From that we want to conclude x equal to y. So here s of t is given. So I want to take s of t1 equal to s of t2. S of t1 is minus 16 t1 square and s of t2 is minus 16 t2 square. So both the sides I can cancel here. This is minus 16 and minus 16. So that t1 square equal to t2 square. So t1 square equal to t2 square, we can take the square root of this and taking square root on both the sides. So that we got t1 equal to plus or minus t2. Here we can't take this t1 equal to minus t2. So it is not possible in the time conservation. So we must have t1 equal to t2. So what we in the beginning what we take the s of t1 equal to s of t2. Now we got from this t1 equal to t2. This implies s of t is 1-to-1 function. Okay. The next one, look at the 15th sum. The total cost of airfare on the given route is comprised of the base C and fuel surcharge S in rupee. Both C and S are functions of the mileage M. C of M equal to 0.4 m plus 50 and S of M equal to 0.03 m. Determine a function for the total cost of the ticket in terms of the mileage and find the airfare for flying 1600 miles. Okay, here the C is the given route base, that fuel surcharge is S here. Okay, according to this we want to calculate the function here. Here C of M, that is C equal to 0.4 m plus 50 and S equal to 0.03 m. The total cost is C plus S. We want to add both the things, so that C of M plus S of M. C of M is 0.4 m plus 50 and S is 0.03 m. If you are adding this, we can get 0.043 m plus 50. Okay. This is the total cost of this. But we want to find the airfare for flying 1600 miles. Okay. So in this, instead of this M, that miles he is given 1600. Instead of M, I want to substitute 1600. Therefore 0.43 into 1600 plus 50. If we multiply and add 50 here, we got the answer is 738 rupees. 16 problem. A salesperson whole annual earnings can be represented the function A of x equal to 3000 plus 0.04 x, where x is the rupee value of the merchandise he sells his son also as sales, and his earnings are represented by the function S of x equal to 25,000 plus 0.05 x. Okay, the salesperson's annual earnings is A of x. His son's annual earnings is S of x. Okay, here we want to find A plus S of x is the first question, and determine the total family income if they each sell rupees 1,50,00,000 lakhs worth of merchandise. Okay, so here A of x is given, S of x is given. We want to find A plus S of x. That means a of x plus s of x. Here a of x is 30,000 plus 0.404x and s of x is 25,000 plus 0.05x. If you add both the things, we got 55,000 plus 0.09x. Okay, this is the total annual that a plus s of x. Okay, and then the second question, we want to find the total family income if they sells 1,50,000 worth of merchandise. So here that x is given, this one. So instead of x, I want to substitute the value here. So a plus s of, that is instead of x, I want to put 1 crore 50 lakhs. And here instead of this 55,000 plus 0.09 into, for this x I want to substitute 1 crore 50 lakhs. So if you multiply both the things, I got this much. Okay, then adding, I got the answer as 1 crore 14 lakhs 5,000. That is the family income. 17th sum. The function for exchanging American dollars for Singapore dollar is given day is f of x equal to 1.23x, where x represents the number of American dollars. Okay, that function f of x is exchanging American dollars for Singapore dollars. Okay, the next one, on the same day, the function for exchanging Singapore dollar to Indian rupee is g of y equal to 50.50y, where y represents the number of Singapore dollars. Okay, so the g of y is nothing but exchanging of Singapore dollars to Indian rupee. What we want to find here, write a function which will give the exchange rate of American dollars in terms of Indian rupee. We want to find this. Okay, what we are going to find here, exchange rate of American dollars in terms of Indian rupee. Do you got it there? What we are going to find here? So it's a composition of functions. So here f of x is there. F of x is nothing but the conversion, exchanging of American dollars for Singapore dollar. And g of y is exchanging of Singapore dollar to Indian rupee. What we want to find now? Want to find the exchange rate of American dollars in terms of Indian rupee. So it's nothing but F2G and G2H implies F2H we want to find here. So it's nothing but to find G dot F. Here that F, both the things are functions, isn't it? So that G dot of f of x equal to G of f of x. So f of x is given in the problem already, that is f of x equal to 1.23x. So we want to substitute here, instead of this f of x, substitute 1.23x. Now we got g of y here. This is g of y. What's the value of g of y in the problem given? G of y equal to 50.50y. So in the place of y, I want to substitute these things. So that here 50.50 into, for y I have to substitute 1.23x. So multiply, you will get this one. This is the rate of American dollars in terms of Indian rupee. 18th sum. The owner of a small restaurant can prepare a particular meal at a cost of rupees 100. The cost of meal is rupees 100. He estimates that if the menu price of the meal is X rupees, then the number of customers who will order that meal at the price in the evening is given by the function d of x equal to 200 minus x. Express is day revenue, total cost and profit on the meal as functions of x. Okay. Here the cost of meal is given rupees 100. So the number of customers is given as the function d of x equal to 200 minus x here. So d of x equal to 200 minus x. So that earning, the number of customers is 200 minus x, isn't it? So that day's earning is nothing but 200 minus x into x. So how many, that x is nothing but the cost of meal. So total cost equal to 200 minus x into 100. So 200 minus x into 100 is the total cost. But here what do we want to find here? That day revenue we found, total cost we found, then I want to find the profit of this meal. So profit is nothing but the number of customers, how much they came there, that is d of x into here profit equal to d of x into x minus 100. Have you got this x minus 100 here? Here already here it's a number of cost of meals is 100 rupees. He estimates that if the menu price of the meal is x rupees, isn't it? Menu price is x rupees and the cost of the meal is 100. So how much actually we want to find the profit only, isn't it? So from this x I want to subtract this 100. So that the d of x is nothing but that customers, number of customers, that is d of x, and here that profit we want to find x minus 100 here. So 200 minus x into x minus 100. We can leave from till this, but it doesn't matter if you multiply both the things then. That means 200 minus x into this first x and then 200 minus x into this 100. 19th sum. The formula for converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius temperature is y equal to 5x by 9 minus 160 by 9. Find the inverse of this function and determine the inverse is also a function. So here y is given. We want to find this inverse of this y, that is the first question, and then the second one we want to find that the inverse is also a function. We want to prove that the inverse is also a function. So here it's given f of x equal to 5x by 9 minus 160 by 9, isn't it? So altogether I can write this f of x equal to 5x minus 160 by 9. Here I want to prove this function is the function is the inverse function. I want to prove the inverse of this function, and the inverse is also a function. Okay, so I want to prove this one to one first here. So one to one, we know the definition. F of x1 equal, if f of x1 equal to f of x2, we have to prove this f is 1 to 1. That means x1 equal to x2. Okay, from f of x1 is this 5x1 minus 160 by 9 equal to f of x2 is f of x2 minus 5x2 minus 160 by 9. The denominator I can cancel both the 9 here, so that I got 5x1 minus 160 equal to 5x2 minus 160, and again I can simplify here. 160 and 160 will go off. So 5x1 equal to 5x2. From that I got x1 equal to x2. Therefore, from f of x1 equal to f of x2, I got x1 equal to x2. Therefore, f is 1 to 1. Then I want to prove onto. So y equal to y is nothing but f of x. So that f of x equal to 5x minus 160 by 9. Instead of this f of x, I can write y. Okay, cross multiply. So that 9y equal to 5x minus 160, and then 9y plus 160 equal to 5x. We want to find the value of x here. So x equal to 9y plus 160 by 5. Okay, from y I got the value of x now. So I can get the value further, so that f is onto. So what we conclude now, f is 1 to 1 and f is onto. From these two I can conclude f is bijection. Okay, and then I can find the inverse function now. So here that f of x equal to 5x minus 160 by 9 is given. This f of x can be written as y. So y equal to 5y minus 160 by 9. From this I can find the value of x here. So x cross multiply and get the value of x. It will be 9y plus 160 by 5. So x is the inverse of y, isn't it? So that I can write f inverse of y equal to this 9y plus 160 by 5. So from this I can easily write this. Instead of this y I can write x here. Likewise here also I can take, instead of y I can take x here. So f inverse of y x equal to 9x plus 160 by 5. Since the inverse functions are also function, therefore f inverse is the function here. Okay. The next one, 20th sum. A simple cipher takes a number and codes using the functions f of x equal to 3x minus 4. Find the inverse of the function, determine whether the inverse is also a function, and verify the symmetrical property about the line y equal to x. Okay, a cipher takes numbers and codes using the function f of x equal to 3x minus y. So f of x equal to 3x minus 4 is there. That f of x is nothing but y. Okay, so we can write this as y. So that 3x minus 4 equal to y. So 3x equal to 4 plus y. X equal to y plus 4 by 3. Okay, so x nothing but f inverse of y there. So f inverse of y is y plus 4 plus 3. The same place, instead of y I can write x here. So at the same time here also I have to substitute instead of y equal to x. So that I got f inverse of x equal to x plus 4 by 3. So these are the inverse function. Okay. So now I want to verify the symmetrical property about the line y equal to x. Okay. So the given function is y equal to 3x minus 4. So I want to put some table for this. Substitute the value for x here. I want to take from minus 2 to plus 2. So minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So we want to get the value of y as minus 10, minus 7, minus 4, minus 1 and 2. Okay, these are the values for y. So I want to plot the points in the graph now. First I want to put the graph there. Y equal to 3x minus 4. That y is nothing but f of x, isn't it? So I can get the value of this. Here I got this line for this. This is the line for y equal to f of x. Okay, and then the next one, f inverse. F inverse is nothing but x plus 4 by 3. So for this I want to put another table now. Okay, here also I want to take the value of x from minus 2 to plus 2. So that I got the values like this. I don't want to plot all the rational numbers are also there. So I don't want to put there. Simply I can put minus 1 comma 1 and 2 comma 2. So 2 points are enough to put a line, isn't it? So I can draw the line for f inverse here. This is the line for f inverse. And then about the symmetrical line y equal to x only, we want to draw the lines here, isn't it? So that y equal to x also, that means y equal to x is nothing but we want to put another one more table. If x equal to 0, y is also 0. If x equal to 1, y is also 1. For y equal to x I am telling that. So 0 and 1, 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 1. So that 0 comma 0 and 1 comma 1 line is here. So these two lines are, that means y equal to f inverse of x and y equal to f of x, that both the lines are symmetrical to this line y equal to x. Isn't it? On seeing the graph itself, we can easily conclude that both the things are symmetrical about the line y equal to x. Do you got it now?